Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 176th Master Raid, the Dwadge Custom. Dwadge is from Mobile Suit ZZ Gundam. This is a P-Bandai kit, so you can't get it everywhere. It's not too hard to track down, but it's not super easy either. Dwadge has also popped up in Unicorn, but not Dwadge Custom, it's the standard. Starting off with the head, big old head on this thing. Reminds me a lot of a Dom head, not shocking, just bigger, like considerably bigger, both in terms of width and girth. Big old couple antennas on the back, giant mono eye on the front. You can take the front off to move the mono eye around, but it's kind of a pain. Giant thrusters on the backpack, nice little clear fleece there in the center. Big old giant shoulder joints. And a little camera clear thing there. That comes clear. You got to paint that. They do give you a decal. Here you see the faceplate off. You can get in there and move the mono eye around, pardon me. That comes clear. You have to paint it to make it look right. They do give you a tiny little sticker. Kind of stinks. Clear red, or honestly, I've always used a red Sharpie. Just for something that small, it works just fine. Moving the mono eye around is difficult. You'll need tweezers unless you got tiny fingers, and I do not. I have big fat fingers. Just like the Dom, there's a door at the front. Just like the Dom, you'll need tweezers to open it. And shut her right there. The hands are the 3.0 real grade style hands. Haven't seen these guys in a while. I was a little surprised. When I opened up this box, I was 100% expecting Zeta hands. You know, the big, giant, interchangeable fingers. Nope, 3.0 hands. Big old thrusters on the back, shoulders. You got this big old tank on the back. It hooks in fine. More thrusters on the back skirt. Reminds me a lot of the Dom there. Some more canisters on the back. Slight change on the legs. The legs are basically just a recolored Dom, except for a couple little tweaks here and there. But just the amount of thrust on this thing. Like, it hovers. It's a Dom, kind of. But this thing's gonna fly. I mean, the thruster's all over the bloody thing. One other attachment, you have this little block here that hooks onto the side of the shoulder. This is for a beam lance later. Or not a beam lance, pardon me, a heat lance. Up next to the Dom, they're more or less the same. The only difference is this has got a much bigger back, much bigger shoulders, and a bigger torso. The legs, yeah, they're more or less the same. A couple tweaks here and there. I like the colors, burgundy, the dark gray, almost black, and of course that orange. I'm a big fan of orange, if you didn't know. Accessories, you get a beam cannon, and it's a doozy. It is a big old sucker. Scope needs to be colored. They don't give you a sticker at all for this thing, but it needs to be blue. Comes clear. You would think that it hinges here, as it looks like it does have a hinge here for like the ammo pack or the ammo section. It doesn't. It hinges here at the handle. So, now I 100% thought there's no way it's going to hold this thing. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, but it's big. And I thought, nah, it ain't going to hold it. And, well, I was kind of right. We'll talk about that here in a second. Heat lance, like I told you. Standard Dom equipment. And a double-bladed beam axe. Big old nasty thing here. And that will ruin somebody's weekend. Now, beam cannon. It does hold it. It doesn't pose with it very well. It's all holding it by the wrist and the elbow. You can move it up a little bit. You can move him around. He's not going to drop it. It holds it just fine. Like I said, it doesn't weigh a whole lot. I just thought the size of the thing would make it awkward to pose with and just unusable. It is awkward to pose with, but it's not unusable. I mean, he can hold it. I thought, nah, I'll just leave him there. I let it set for a good 6 hours. No change at all. Dom was never much of a poser anyway, but he'll have it hold up. Yeah, he can hold it at a straight line, kind of. Bit of an odd angle, but whatever. It's a BFG. What do you want? Big friggin' gun. It's big, it's awkward, it's silly. It can't really hold it two hands like it's got in the picture. It's just odd. Beam-Axe and Heat Saber or Heat Staff, whatever you want to call it, holds it just fine. No problems whatsoever. They do give you kind of one other accessory. You get the bazooka, or all the parts for it anyway, or at least most of the parts for it anyway, for the Dom. I don't think they give you every last part you need, but they give you most of it. And even if you don't, you can finagle it. And because it's a P Bandai kit, there's always lots of extra parts. And on big kits, those can be very useful in the future. Here you see them next to the Dom. That's kind of what the bazooka you're going to get. Decaled them up. It's all water slide decals, and there's not much going on here. Honestly, unless I told you, you probably wouldn't notice it happened. Final thoughts on this kit. I kind of like it. It's kind of unique. It's got all the thrusters on it, the unique design. I was expecting, basically a Dom with a few things added or a few things tweaked. No, it's a pretty significant change. Yes, it's still a Dom. I mean, especially in the legs, it's a Dom. But the head is very different. The torso is different. Shoulders are extremely different. The back is very different. And it's got a unique color scheme, and I kind of like it. I would have liked to seen this be a standard release. I understand it's an obscure suit from not the most popular show in the world in Double Zeta, but I don't see why this had to be P Bandai. I'm picky, but thumbs up for me. I actually kind of enjoyed this. This surprised me in how much I enjoyed this kit. Well, gang, thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'll answer them as best I can. Please stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. This is Desert Rommel. He gets a really cool mobile suit, fights the Gundam in the desert, and loses badly. This is Ramba Ral. He gets a really cool mobile suit and fights the Gundam in the desert and loses badly. This is Andrew Wolfeld. He has a really cool mobile suit and he fights the Gundam in the desert and loses badly. I sense a theme.